Hey, what's going on, fam? It's your sister Michelle here. Yep, doing another video for you all. I hope you're doing good on your journey. I'm wishing you love and like always. New subscribers, come on in. Talk to your sister. Old subscribers, come on in. Yes, I hope you're having a good weekend. Yes, I really do hope that for you, and I hope you're getting all the blessings and all the healing that you deserve and you need. Now, 2022, no narc zone. We're going to keep it that way going on to 2023 and on beyond and beyond. But listen, today's video is a story time video. Now, before I get into the story of what happened, if you read the title, you know what's coming. What happened earlier today, really gave me a lot of validation, and I thought about you all too, because I was like, yes, I felt like when I was going through the situation, I was speaking for every person that I know that has been through narcissistic abuse, honey. I felt like, when it came out, I was like, this is for my people. You know what I'm saying? Because I told you before, don't entertain narcissists. Don't go tit for tat with them. Don't play games with them. Stay far away from them. If you have children like I do, that's why this story is even existing, and you have children with one, you have to sometimes, unfortunately, deal with them, right? Well, you know how I feel about them. I think they stink. They ain't no good. You know who the father is. YouTube, don't block me. Just remember, staying clear of them is the best idea. But if you ever get an opportunity to get a chance to speak your mind, which most of us don't, take the time to do that. If you can. But I suggest don't even contact them. Do not speak to them unless it's for a valid reason. And if you have to get into it, you better put your fucking back into it, because that's what your sister did today. Now, y'all ready? Ready for the story time? Well, of course, I have babies with the roach. Yes, I do. Have babies with the no good for nothing centipede, crawling, bottom dwelling serpent, snake. Anyway, right? So I have kids with them. So I told you before that when my kids ask for things with their father or whatever, I do not entertain it most of the time. And there's times that I do if I know it's really valid, or something's going to come of it, which it never really does. But if it does, I will take the time for them to do that. So today, not today. Let me take that back. Let me start right, y'all. I told you before that he gave him money a while back. He gave him $600. Should have been $6 million. But anyway, okay. So I told you about that bit. Now, so my kids for the last week, well, not even a week, have been, bugging me like they want to get their televisions mounted on the wall. They've spoken, I guess, to their dad about it, and he kept saying that he was going to do it. Now, keep in mind, you know how they are. They don't do what they say. They just be future faking. So he had told them when we first moved here that he was going to do it. He didn't. Whatever. I wasn't dependent on it. Let it go. So the kids have been asking me about getting their televisions mounted and so forth. So I told them, no, look, I'm not going to pay that kind of money. Because for me, I live in an apartment, and I was like, if I'm going to do it, I don't want to invest that kind of money that would cost to get televisions mounted in the house, unless it was something that I bought. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm going to get them mounted, I'm going to either do it myself, which I don't know how, or get someone to do it that I know that wouldn't even charge me at all. And if they do, it would be very little compared to, how it is, the bigger scale. And I was like, I'm not going to, just kind of let it go. So then anyway, they got back on that subject again, and I guess they must have talked to their dad about it, and he said that he was going to do it. Now, you know how kids are. When things start happening like that, they automatically want to follow through. They don't understand things the way that we might possibly understand things. So for them, they started saying, Mom, he said he's going to do it. He's going to do it this time. He said just to let him know when. And, I'm saying, just to, he's going to come and do the television. He's going to do TV. So my son was like, well, when you go by there, because I go by there a lot on my way to my parents' house. If you go by there, and you see him out there, like I've always told you, I don't stop unless I see somebody, or whatever, will you stop and tell him that we want him to come and do the television this weekend, if possible? So I told him, I said, okay, if I go past there on my way home, I will see if he or his family members or something outside, I'll stop. If not, I don't see anybody, I get on. So I went by there, and I seen their uncle, Michael, which is not really the real uncle. It's a gentleman that's a good friend of the family, and good friend of mine, and their dad or whatever. And he's always been called uncle. You know how that is. You know how people that are not necessarily your family, like I say, I'm your sister. We might not be blood, but you get it, right? So their uncle was standing outside, and I saw him. I said, oh, okay. Well, long story short, I hadn't seen him in a long time because he had been sick. So me and him started speaking, and he came up, we hugged and talked, and I said, hey, I came by to see if the roach is here. And is he here? He said, yeah, he's in the house. So he and I spoke for a minute, and then I said, well, can you do me a favor? Can you just go in there and tell him I'm here? Because the kids want to get the televisions mounted, and I kind of just want to ask him where he stands with it before, I get them all riled up or whatever. So he said, okay. So he goes in the house, and he comes back out. So I figured the narcissist fool was going to be like, I can't do it, or tell her I'm not here, or tell her I'm asleep. You know how they do not like to face you because they know how they are. They don't like to face you because they know they ain't worth a shit. Well, anyway, so he said he's coming out. So I mean, he kept talking. He finally came outside. So when he came to the car, I said, hey, the kids want to know about you mounting the televisions. You're supposed to do that. So I'm asking this because I'm not going to pay money to get it mounted. And if you're going to do it, that'd be great. That would be really great because that's something they want done. If you're not, just be honest and say it so we can just kind of wipe our hands of it. And, they'll be done with it. They'll stop pressuring me about it. And if you want it done, you can pay for it or whatever the case may be. So he was like, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Now, the whole time, like I told you before, narcissists do not like to give you eye contact, especially when they know they have done you wrong. He's doing his regular, looking back and forth and everything. And me, I'm just like, okay. Enough is enough. So I looked at him and I said, hey. Look at me. We're grown. We're supposed to be, even though I know you're a narcissistic piece of shit, but look at me. I'm talking to you about something that pertains to your kids. You need to understand where I'm coming from. That's why I always tell you narcissists don't give a fuck about nothing. They only care about personal gain. Now, the whole time this is happening, what do I see in the background? The new supply. Now, she's walking. Somebody must have came to do something with her. I don't know. But anyway, she was outside with someone else, but she just kept walking, circling around like a vulture. Now, she's always done this in the past because the new supply, when they know they have gone into stuff and they know about you or your situation, you're always a threat to them because they're always thinking possibly you might take the narcissist back. Now, when you're done with them, you don't want them back, but they're always afraid of that because they know the way they went into it. That's why the way you go into shit is the way that shit is always going to be. So she always has this threatening demeanor whenever she has seen me in the past where she feels like she has to let her presence known. Do you understand what I'm saying? Walking back and forth, walking in front of the car. And the whole time I'm looking at this ugly monkey, I'm just looking at her like, okay, whatever. So I didn't comment about that. I don't have time about that. But anyway, just to throw it out there about the supply, when they, how that goes with that. So he's sitting there talking to me. And every 2 seconds, and I'm like, I get it. I'm like, okay, do you really understand? I said, because I'm really just trying to just express to you what I said. Because you'll say one thing, and I don't want to disappoint my kids because you do that. So he stopped, and he was like, hold on a minute. I forgot my phone. In mid-sentence. Avoidance like a motherfucker. He runs in the house, and I'm like, okay. So I sit there for a second. He comes right back out. He comes over to her. Okay, what was you saying now? Went right back to the same story. He starts again. Oh, man, I need to take a shower. I said, I'm still at my cool at this time, fam. I'm like, would you just sit still? Give me one more little second here. Because I'm getting ready to get the hell out of here. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to be there for him. Yeah, I'll do this and that. I'm a prophet. I said, okay. He said, but if you're going to pay somebody, you can pay me. I looked at him, and I think that did it for me, fam. Something hit. I went, tick, tick, tick. It's like something went click, click, click. I looked at him, and I said, pay you? Pay you? To do something that you should want to do for your children? Because it's not for me. For your children? Then he'll say, oh, I'm just joking. No, you meant what you said. That's what narcissists do. They'll put things out there, throw it out there. And if you fall for the bait, if I would have said, yeah, I'm going to pay you, you think he wouldn't have took the money? But of course, I'm going to give him one solitary fucking dime. Hell no, I wasn't going to give that wasp a dime. So after I said, I was like, if he pay you, and he brushed it off like he was playing. So then he says, yeah, well, I be trying to do right by my kids, and I had to stop him. I said, let me tell you something. I said, you know what makes me sick about you narcissistic motherfuckers? And your sister said it. Because it had to be said. I said, you know what makes me sick about you narcissistic motherfuckers? You all always think somebody's fucking crazy. You try to play people like they're fucking crazy. I said, but let me tell you something. You have never done right by your children. You don't do right by anyone, right? You don't care about nobody's needs, nobody's shit but your motherfucking own. I said, but let me tell you something, babe. Just like the color purple when Miss Sophia told the dude, until you do right by me, everything you think about is going to fail. And I told him just that, fam. I've always told you that anyway. So I told him just that. I said, as long as you keep proceeding in your life the way that you do everybody out here in these streets, and especially the way you do your own children. Fuck me. Fuck the women you had children with, because we don't even want your ass. But the way you do the children you brought into this world, and until you do right by that, everything you think is never going to go right for you. I said, well, look at your situation right now. I said, you're down at the motherfucking bottom of the ocean. I said, that's one thing I don't like about y'all. Y'all always future fake and think you're grander than what you are. Yeah, your sister had to go all. And this is for all the narcissists and all y'all, this is for all y'all and for all they ass. You're always future faking. Always talking about all this grand stuff you're going to do. I said, and what have you done? You haven't done anything. See, God the divine is never going to put you ahead of yourself because you don't know how to treat people. Right? So at this point, I don't know what you're talking about. I am successful. I'm doing this and that. I said, well, where at, baby? Where at, boo? Where at, pumpkin? Where at, nephew? Where? I want to see it, right? His eyes are just getting bigger and bigger because I'm in his, at this time, like I told you before, narcissist wants to get into your heart, mine because they can't get into your heart. But see, when you speak up for yourself, if you have the opportunity, and I've told you before, I'm not saying to get involved and speak to them, but if you're in a situation where you have to, speak your motherfucking mind, especially if you don't heal on. Let them know they didn't do nothing to you, and let them know that everything they have tried to do will always fail. They will always fail in this life. Yeah, your sister went off. I had told him, I said, look, you're going to always fail. So he goes on, he says, whatever, you just don't understand this, that, and the other. And I've always done this and that for my children. I said, yet and still, you're still lying. I said, that's the thing about you motherfucking schizophrenic, narcissistic, maniacal mind fucking bastards. You all think delusional. In your mind, you believe that you've done that. But everybody knows that's not true. But I'm telling you right now, and I told him, I said, as long as you keep up with your antics, nothing you'll ever do will get ahead. I said, look around you. I said, every time you get a car, somebody takes it from you. Every time you get another car, it gets crashed. Every time you get money, you find yourself in a deep hole, deeper than what you started with. You started off with this and you come down to the bottom. You think it's all just because? No, there's a reason. That's why I always tell all of you, everything that they do comes back. That's why I had to make this story time. Because I had to tell you that. And also because your sister went ham for everybody that's ever been through it. I said, you narcissistic motherfuckers make me sick. All you all care about is your own personal self-gain. But baby, when you can look at, like I told him, this is what I said to him, fam. But see, when you do all those things, the truth is always going to come to the light. And your light is fucking dim as hell. When they try to downgrade your light, their light is going to always be dimmed, right? So, after I'm going off, fam, I'm telling his ass, you narcissistic pieces of shit, fuck y'all, right? So, normally, I don't go there. But like I said, my wheels clicked. And I'm like, I have tolerated your stuff. Not that I care like that, but you understand what I'm saying. It's like, how dare you ask me, which started it, to pay you for something that you should be doing. I am breaking my back like so many of us do, trying to be decent mother, a supportive mother, being there because I have to be the mother and the fucking father. And you have the audacity to ask me if I was going to pay you and then play it off. No, that did it for me, fam. And I'm sick and tired of narcissistic people thinking they can do whatever the fuck they want to do. It doesn't work like that. I know the God, the divine, is going to take care of that. That's why no contact and leaving it alone, you let him handle it. But if you're ever in a situation with a narcissist, and you have to be, and you speak to them, you have an opportunity to speak your fucking mind and tell them that they didn't do what they thought they did, and everything they're going to think about is going to always fail. You take that time because they didn't take no time thinking about how they felt about you. All the years and time you spent with them. He should be glad, like I told him, you should be glad I ain't going off worse than this. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the grown level, but I'm letting you know where I'm coming from. And I'm telling you, fam, a narcissist never changes because in that moment, his main concern was only self. It wasn't even about what we were trying to talk about, which was the children. It turned into what he could gain from even his kids. Do you understand? And you know what? Your sister is not going to have that. You can play with me. You can play all kinds of stuff. But one thing I do not tolerate is don't play with my children. And I'm sure you and all of us can understand that. We can tolerate so much. But when it comes to our kids, that's something we don't play about. I love you all so much. I had to give you the story time. Yes, it happened today, fam. It went down. It went down. Yes, it did. But it had to be said, y'all. Your sister had to represent. I'm tired of them trying to play us like we fucking stupid. Damn, no good for nothing, no having nothing. Fucking bastards. And I said it, you too, don't block me.